Hi my loves, welcome back to another episode of The Rosey Life. So today I want to talk about removing doubts and fears, and I want to walk you through how I do this personally, and I literally mean personally, like I do this with myself, okay? And sometimes it feels like impossible, and other times I'm just like, girl, you got this, right? And both are okay as you're kind of just like squiggling into the version of you that has been able to master her emotions or his emotions more and more every day. So that is what we're going to talk about, and I intend that this helps so many of you because doubts and fears are just normal. They're part of the human process and part of our human experience. They're nothing for you to feel like you have to fight or overcome. In fact, I want you to not fight them, and we're not here to like beat them up or tell them to kick rocks. Right now, you're here to master them and have what you want despite of those being there, okay? So stick with me to the end of the video because I want to give you guys as much information that is helpful and useful that you can start applying right away, okay? So before we get started, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Rose and I am a confidence and success coach, and I love to help people get out of their own way so that they can have the life that they want. And that really is by going within and getting these thoughts out of your way and aligning the thoughts to the things that you actually want so that you can see results in achieving your goals, your dreams, your desires, your manifestations, whatever you want to call them, okay? So, and thank you so much for those of you who are returning and liking my videos and really being so lovely and supportive. I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you. I love you guys. And I am so happy because today I kicked off the Badass Confidence course, which is a lifelong course. I am going to show up every single week as long as I am able to, as long as I am alive, as long as this course is alive. I am going to show up every week for you in that course, talking about building up your own badass confidence from within, because as I shared in the live course today, that is literally the most important thing that you can take control over, that you have the power to take control over. It is more important than any freaking technique out there, because when you have that confidence, the techniques just work like this, and that you almost don't even need the techniques, right? You just really learn that you don't need them because you're that confident in yourself and what you're doing. So if you're interested in joining, it's an open enrollment. It's always open. You didn't miss anything if you didn't start today, with the exception of the people that did start are the founding members. But it is an open enrollment and you can always join in. There is no time crunch. There's no deadline. Even with the starter pack of the homework I give, which might feel like a lot at the beginning, there's no rush to do it, okay? I just ask you to do the work, all right? So for more information, you can go to TheRoseyLife.com, or if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, and I just love you guys. Some of my clients that I do one-on-ones with are in the Badass Confidence course too, because like they know what's up. They know that working with me, I mean business, and they're already seeing changes in their life. So like, hell yeah, sign me up, all hands on deck. I'll take everything, because I know this shit working with her was working for me. So thank you. I love you guys. I love your confidence in me too. So hello. Shout out to all of you. So let's get into the video today. Okay, so doubt. First of all, we have to understand what doubt really is. Okay, as I mentioned in my 3-step process, I am all about the first step is becoming aware. Okay, you guys are going to hear me refer to this, and pretty soon I hope you guys catching on. Okay, go through those 3 steps on yourself. The self-coaching process, those are in little playlists if you want to watch them, right? But the 3 steps, each of those 3 steps has high value to them, and they're different. They're not the same. They're completely different. So, but you have to become aware and understand what doubt is. Okay, so doubt, we can label it as it's a combination, right, of thoughts and feelings. Well, as I've mentioned in many videos of mine, that thoughts create feelings. Feelings just don't come up on their own. You don't automatically just start feeling some doubt or feeling a fear. No, you had to have created a thought or have a belief or an assumption in place as to why those feelings keep coming up. So this is the first place you want to start, is what do I believe, or what thoughts do I have that continues to create this feeling? So doubt is a combination of thoughts and feelings, because you can think doubt, and if you notice it, your stomach might be upset. You might have back or shoulder or neck aches when you start doubting. You feel like your whole body starts freaking out, like you're in a race, like you want to run away. Like, I know that was a big one for me, that when I felt doubt creep in, I just wanted to run. I wanted to go home and close my door and hide. I didn't want to talk to anybody or be around anybody, because interacting with the 3D would trigger more doubt for me. And I'm like, this is not how a God acts, right? We don't run from doubt. We don't run away from triggers. We don't run away from the 3D. It's the quite opposite. So doubt is a combination of feelings and thoughts. And they're just simply thoughts and stories that you keep repeating in your mind about, let's say, manifesting, or about the thing that you desire. So you address the doubts as that. These are thoughts and feelings that I'm creating within, and then you investigate those thoughts and feelings. And once you're able to identify those, then you're just like, okay, doesn't mean that the feeling that you've created is going to automatically go away. Sometimes it'll go instant, right? However, it might want to creep up because you have already given it a place in your mind. You've given it a home to exist and to dwell and to be there. So it's going to want to come up and creep up more and more and more, especially as you change your intention or your focus, that you don't want to be this person anymore. It's going to almost feel like it's bugging you even more sometimes, because it's like, we don't really believe you, so we're just going to remind you of what you really believe, because remember, we've been here longer. So they kind of want to squat and claim like status, like, hey, we're the founding members of your mind, so who the hell are these new thoughts? We haven't invited them in, right? We don't have any experience with them. We don't have any evidence. That's the other thing. Doubt and fears are based off of your past experience. So we all have like a little internal hard drive that's kind of like those external hard drives that you connect into your computer, that has all the memory and all your experience and all your past information, your beliefs, your thoughts, everything that you've held from the past. So when you introduce a new idea, let's say you're trying to affirm for something, or you're imagining or scripting or visualizing something, your mind is like, hold on a second, let me look in your file cabinet. It's like, we don't have any proof or evidence that what you're saying is real, and we don't have any proof or evidence that you've experienced this. We don't have any information on the topic that you are visualizing or affirming for. So yeah, no, it's not true. So then it starts feeling like that doubt that kicks in, because it's just trying to tell you that it doesn't have proof in the filing cabinet or your external hard drive that you have had experience with this thing that you keep visualizing or affirming. That's what doubt literally is. So remember, as manifestors, as creators, we don't need evidence. We don't need evidence. You do not need evidence in the 3D to show up to confirm that what you want is real, that what you desire or visualize is already yours. You don't need that 3D to prove it to you. You want to get to the point where you don't need the 3D to prove shit to you. You don't need it because you already experienced it and have it within. Everything is yours. It's all yours. Okay, so if you have this, everything is mine, I already have it. I already know it's coming. I don't need the 3D to show it to me, right? That is where you want to be. That's that confidence in your power, which is why I talk about so much about that in my Badass Confidence course. I make you go within and build that confidence from within, right? And you can do this on your own too. So some of the little notes that I wrote here. So what can you do, right? So to build the confidence or to remove the doubt, either way, right? You want to apply more of the law. Applying means not watching videos, not reading and reading and reading and reading and becoming a course junkie or a YouTube video junkie where you're just going through the motions, but you're really not doing the work. One of the things that I said in the Badass Confidence course too is like, I don't want them to rush through the work because I don't want you mindlessly doing the work because there's no finish line. And when you get that this is our journey, meaning there's no end, there's no finish line, okay? You can have a finish line for a specific desire to manifest, for a breakthrough, but that whatever you're desiring, whatever you're manifesting, it needs to continue. Even if it's the relationship, that needs to grow. If it's money, that needs to be held, it needs to be invested, it needs to be spent, right? It never ends. And the faster you get into the mindset that this is my lifestyle, this is like the way that I live, this isn't just a get one thing and I'm out of here, right? You can if you want to. And, I honestly, it's like it is completely up to you, but I've already learned that it is literally so much more than us just getting a thing. Now, we are here to create and have everything we want. And I don't want you to ever feel like you can't have what you want, because you can. It's all yours. It is literally everything you want is already yours. So this is about you understanding that everything is yours, nothing is separate from you, okay? And that doubt is part of this game of you waking up to your power. Doubt and fear is part of this game of you understanding that everything is already yours. So you want to apply the law more than just be a spectator. Ask yourself, are you consuming content more than you are creating content? Are you consuming or creating? I was talking to my brother about this too, because he's a writer and he hadn't written for over a year. And I said, you have so much wonderful knowledge in your head to share with the world, and you consume quite a bit of reading and research, but you aren't creating. So unless you're creating, you're not giving back all this wonderful knowledge that you have inside your mind that you can share with everyone. So ask yourself at the end of the day, did I consume more or did I create? Because a creator is too busy creating and seeing things happen for them. They don't have a lot of time to sit around and consume content and consume other people, okay? Other people's opinions, and also, are you consuming your negative thoughts and fears, or are you looking at them and creating from them? So you can consume them, meaning sit with them and regurgitate them and feel into them, or you can create from those fears, okay? So applying the law is you taking action and creating, all right? Less consuming, more creating. The next thing that I wrote down a few notes because I didn't want to forget these points, right? Is you want to choose what you want to focus on, okay? You want to choose what you want to focus on despite you having that doubt or fear. What does that mean? That even though you might in the moment feel fear and doubt, that's okay, because it's that old version of you like pushing out. It's like it's purging out or whatever, is floating by. Despite you having those fears, that you are still choosing where your thoughts are going. So let's say that you're feeling down, right? That you're feeling anxious, that you feel like crying. Go ahead and cry. Go ahead, cry. Go ahead and feel down. But I want you to take control of the focus of your mind, of your thoughts in those moments too. That you tell yourself, I'm going to cry, I'm going to feel angry, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter. I still, even in these moments, I still get to choose where my thoughts go. I'm human. I can cry, I can feel angry, I can feel anxious. That's all right. But I don't have to experience the fearful thoughts as well. Okay, just like with masks, with COVID, all this stuff, right? You can be cautious and wear a mask still if that's what you want, but are you doing it from a place of fear that you're going to get something? Do you see? You don't have to have the fearful thoughts with the behavior. You don't have to. You don't have to experience the thoughts focused on fear, okay? So another thing that I wrote down is, if you feel doubt and fear, instead of trying to run away from it, instead of trying to watch another YouTube video, instead of trying to do something to avoid the feeling, especially if the doubt or the fear is pretty strong, I don't want you to turn around and do anything. I want you to sit down and with yourself, I want you to sit down and grab a notebook and write down what it is that you're thinking. Write down the fear. Write down the fear. It doesn't matter. You're not going to manifest more of it because you're already doing it, okay? So you might as well just go with it and say, let's get this shit out so I can create. So you write down what it is that you're afraid of. You write down the fears. And then as a creator, you sit there and you let yourself have the feeling, right? Because you're in this human experience. But you are the creator, and you look at those feelings and you say, wow, okay, what thoughts are coming up that I'm creating these feelings? Because feelings just don't come up on their own. So what thoughts am I having? What thoughts am I exactly having that are creating these feelings right now? Not just in general, but right now, this moment. So you write those down and you sit with a feeling, okay? And you'll notice that you're going to shift your focus because you wrote down what you're afraid of, and now you get to decide what it is that you want to focus on instead. Okay, and then at that point, I invite you or suggest that you go do something that makes you feel joy, that feels good. Perhaps it might be going to work out, taking a walk, listening to music. At that point, it's okay to remove your focus off of those doubts and fears because you've acknowledged them. You said, yeah, I see you, but this is how it is. And now I'm gonna go dance or go cook or go work out or get back to work or whatever, okay? So the other thing that I have is you want to build more confidence within you so that your thought selection becomes more natural to choosing thoughts that support your desires, that feel good about yourself, that you stop putting yourself down, that you stop criticizing yourself, that instead of the natural inclination to look for the most negative thoughts, the natural inclination to think worst case scenario, which is what the mind enjoys trying to do, but once you awaken it, like I no longer experience, I used to think the worst case scenario, I'd go off on the deep end and it happened like in 2 seconds flat, right? I had everybody in a tizzy around me, freaking out, anxious around me, with me, and I'm like, what the hell, how did I get here? And now I catch those thoughts and I'm like, hell no, I'm not taking anyone on this journey of these thoughts with me, because I'm the creator and I back it up. I literally can feel, not only physically, but I feel my power coming back to me when I recognize these thoughts that are fearful, doubtful, and anxious. I feel the power coming back to me because I have taught myself to sit with those doubts, take control over. I take dominion over doubt instead of feeding into the doubt. And the way that I've done that is through really cultivating the confidence from within me, right? By affirming that I am fearlessly confident, right? That my confidence is increasing every single day. And you can affirm these things, okay? But I've also done all of this, the inner work of healing the parts of me that weren't confident, that they were just aesthetically confident, but not truly confident. And I could talk the talk and walk the walk, but inside it was a different level of confidence that I felt within myself. So when I change that with the work that I do, even in that course that I do, that you can do as well, my level of confidence has skyrocketed within, and it is literally so calm. Confidence is really calm. It's not loud and boastful. It is calm. It feels like you are taking dominion over everything in your life, that nothing can touch you. And you just know this. You know it. Even in the moments of fear and anxiety, you know that you are the boss, period. And that is what my desire to share with the world, to help people understand this, that you also have the ability to feel this within. And that is your power. That is your birthright. That is how you were born. Joseph Murphy was talking in a lecture I heard the other day about how when we're born, we're all white tablets, and like little writing tablets, or you can say a little white eraser board, right? That when you're born, you're like this, a blank slate. And as you're born, as we grow up, your grandma, your mom, your dad, your teachers start inserting and writing down beliefs and thoughts and stories and traditions and values and culture norms and gender norms, and they start writing all these things down on your little tablet as you're growing up. And because children are little sponges and we just do what we're told because that's all we know, right? We're writing all this down, and before your tablet is full of beliefs and stories. And these are the stories and beliefs that you are now able to let go of, and you can wipe that tablet clean and create your new stories, your new beliefs. And this is how you build your confidence from within, is by recreating how you're thinking inside. You're not broken. You don't need fixing. What it is that beliefs and stories and thoughts that you've adopted unknowingly have taken up too much space. They're squatting in your mind, and they need to be evicted already, okay? So that is what I love to help people do, is I'm here to help you evict the squatting thoughts. And we are going to send them, like, I'm the attorney for your squatting thoughts, okay? I'm going to send them an eviction notice, and we're going to get them the hell out. They don't have a choice, okay? So I just like to joke around like that, but I think it's funny, because that's what it feels like sometimes. Like, why the hell won't these doubts and fears go away? It's like, gosh damn already. How much freaking visualizing, affirming, and it's like, you can do all of those techniques, right? But if the confidence within you about your power is not there, it feels like a fight. So you have to always trump every thought, everything that you feel. You have to take dominion over your fears, all right? So if you're interested in joining the Confidence Badass course, it's open enrollment, like I said, or you can sign up to work with me one-on-one, and I would love to have you. All right, bye, my loves.